Alright, y'all, so I'm back for Black Ink Crew Chicago Season 2, Episode 7. I know a lot of y'all are watching the coverage for the election and everything. I'm watching as well. Well, I got my TV on mute, but still, I can see what's going on. Anyway, we start the episode off of them, everybody at Nine Mag or whatever having a barbecue outside, and they talk about, 70 shootings that happened, in the Chicago area, the past Memorial Day. And, Danielle, she tells them that, Terrence apologized about what happened at Ryan's party, and, that he blacked out and all this other stuff, and he only acts that way around them. And I'm like, that nigga got liquid courage and said everything he really wanted to say to you that he wouldn't have enough courage to say if he was sober, in my opinion. But anyways, they all having fun, vibing and everything, and Cobra shows up, and instantly they just like, they going from hey to like, and Van, he's immediately like, what the fuck is Cobra doing here, and all this other stuff. And he's telling her how she's late and all this other stuff. And Kat, she's in her confessional talking about about how she knows about Cobra going after Van at Ryan's party. I said, see, you just getting one side of the story just because you call Van your brother, but you fail to realize that Van was the one that was going after her, and that's why she rebutted at him, and she had every motherfucking right to. So yeah, Kat, you need to motherfucking fact check for real. Cobra, she's feeling kind of, isolated and X'd out or whatever, especially by Van and everything. And she didn't expect him to pop off on her at Ryan's party the way that he did. And she was like, you gave Junior a chance and all this other stuff. And then Junior, he wanted to chime in talking about some. I mean, I came in with respect. And all this other stuff. I was just like, and he was like, that I didn't say that everybody was dirty and everything. And, they pretty much on the defense about what she said about the shop and all this other stuff. And, Van is like, you immediately judged us the minute you came in here and everything. And Charmaine was like, I seen all of their tattoos and stuff like that. And, none of their shit is dirty and everything. And Cobra was like, I don't want my clients to get hepatitis C. I said, ooh. I mean, now that might have been a little bit harsh, but I mean, I'm gonna get to how, I mean, you guys probably should already know how I feel about it, about this whole situation anyway, but we gonna get to it. Danielle, she starts popping off, and I'm like, man, what the fuck are you besides a goddamn receptionist for you to be popping off? You're not one of the tattoo artists, so I'm gonna need for you to stay in your motherfucking lane. What else happened? Ryan, he pretty much feels belittled or whatever, by what Cobra's saying or whatever, disrespecting his shop. And Kat, she trying to interrupt. She like, Ryan, can I interrupt? So we get like a cute little scene real quick with Don and his kids and Ashley or whatever, and he pretty much brings up the fact that he got a few DUIs and everything, and the latest one that he had got was in Missouri, and he has to go to court, but he wants to put everything behind him after that. And yeah, so so back to that. I'm getting, hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. So Cobra, she pulls Kat to the side, and she tells Kat, she feel like, it's you as a female artist, instead of you coming to me, on some respect type of shit, you coming at me, as someone defending Van or whatever. And Kat, she was like, hold on, I gotta cut you off right there, and all this other stuff. And she says that, Cobra's like, Kat, you were bullying me and everything. And Kat is like, this is my motherfucking shop and all this other stuff. I'm looking like, bitch, where? Are you the owner of the shop? You don't even, like she said, you don't even work there no more. And then on top of that, you couldn't even pay your fucking bills, let alone help pay Van's share. But you going so motherfucking hard for your bro. Girl. Anyways, Kat was like, she was giving her constructive criticism and everything, and blase, and I mean, okay, well, she could say the same thing about y'all, cleaning y'all shop and shit. She was giving constructive criticism. If we want, to go there or whatever, they going back and forth. Cobra tells her to shut up. Kat is like, don't tell me to shut up, bitch, and all this other stuff. And she wanna, Cobra, she's getting upset because Kat is calling her a bitch and everything. And, Kat is like, I'm from Chicago. That's how I talk or whatever, this, that, and the third. Like, okay. Anyways, Cobra feels like that Ryan is not defending her and she's getting emotional and all this other stuff, and he's pretty much like she gotta earn her respect and everything. And I feel like should I say it now or should I wait till the ending, to the last scene? I'm gonna wait till the last scene before I really get into it. But anyway, so moving on from that, we get Charmaine. She's trying to find a second job, at this radio show, and is with this guy named Johnny. She met him a couple of months ago, and she's been stalking him for a job, and he's asking, why should I hire you and all this other stuff, and she's like, 'cause I'm funny, I'm entertaining, and I'm cute. And he says, you may feel all that, but it's different on radio. And he was like, I don't think you're a star. You could tell from Jump Street he really want to hire Charmaine. She was like, I mean, I got the look or whatever. And he was like, that doesn't make any sense, Charmaine. You're going to be on radio or whatever. And, he was like, they can't see you. And she was like, I'm the voice of Nine Mag. And he's like, I don't know you. He was like, I know Ryan, I know Kat, but I don't really know you or whatever. And she says that she wants to prove herself. So when she says that, he like, all right, well, we gonna do a test run. And she like, hold up, wait a minute now. Like, I didn't get to practice nothing. I didn't get to create no taglines. And he tells her, like, if you failed, you hitting the door. So he gives her a test run, introduce her to the guys or whatever, and she flops and everything. And she was like, man, I feel like he was just, setting me up for failure and all this other stuff. I mean, with stuff like that, you got to be ready for it. You can't be, oh, I got to practice or whatever. Like, either you have it or you don't when it comes to, something like that. But, anyways, moving on from that, we get Ryan and the girl Ariel, Charmaine's friend, real quick. They meet up at the park or whatever, and she looked like she about ready to go clubbing or something. But what she had on was cute though. They spending time together and everything. She's staying with Charmaine for the summer, and you could tell he really likes her, and they both vibing with one another and everything. And then they walk out by the water and whatnot, and I'm like, okay, Ryan, trying to put yourself back out there. I see you. I thought that was really cute. But she was also, I mean, he was, like telling her about like, Chicago in general, and him starting his tattooing, just pretty much telling a little bit about himself or whatever. So I thought that was cool. Moving on from that, we back at Nine Mag. Van, he's, stretched out on the couch, drunk as shit, talking to Charmaine, and Charmaine could tell because his words is all slurred. G Herbo, he comes in, he's a Chi-Town native or whatever. He's, a rapper and everything. He's around my age. He I think he just turned 21 like last month or something like that. So yeah, I only know like one of his songs maybe. I mean, I probably have heard other songs from him, but as one song for sure I definitely know that is his and everything. Charmaine all up on him and everything, just like how she all up on any other rapper that come up in there. He wants Ryan to, tattoo his record label on him. He has his own, you know, record label and stuff like that. And I think that's a great accomplishment, you know, in your early 20s to own your own record label and everything. That's, you know, that's dope. And G Herbo, you know, he's talking to Ryan and telling him, you know, he want to pretty much steer the kids and steer, you know, the people that's around like our age in the right direction and everything, because it's just, you know, a lot going on. And, you know, especially, you know, they talking about in Chicago and all this other stuff. So, and you know, Van, he comes in and talks to him too. Moving on from that, we back at 9 Mag. Everybody minus Junior and Cobra, I think, or whatever. Don, he wants to, you know, he comes in and all this other stuff, and he only wants to talk to the fellas. And Charmaine, she's feeling some type of way or whatever when he goes to grab the guys to talk to them, when he ain't been in the shop in a hot minute since the whole situation with his, you know, newly found baby mama or whatever. So she feels like it's shady. And, you know, Don is telling them, like, you know, he got to do 30 days in county. No, well, Van asks him. No, I'm sorry. I'm getting it all fucked up here. Don tells them about the whole DUI situation or whatever. And, you know, Van is like, you know, how much time you got? And then that's when Don was like, 30 days and all this other stuff. And, you know, Van being kind of semi-dramatic, talking about something, you know, I know what Don going through and everything. He was like, you know, but he going to county though. I was just in boot camp. And, you know, he telling him the first 30 days is rough. I'm like, motherfucker, he only got 30 days. Like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, like, county is, like, different from, you know, boot camp and all this other stuff. But, I mean, I think Don will be fine. You know what I mean? You know, he'd be alright. He feels like the girls won't understand, so that's why he didn't want to tell them. But he ends up telling them anyway when they all come back out the room or whatever. And, you know, and he's, you know, talking about, you know, how he has to do better and all this other stuff. And, you know, like, he really trying to talk like he trying to make a change pretty much and all this other stuff. And, you know, Charmaine is getting mad, irritated, because she feel like, who the fuck you think you fooling? You sitting up here all of a sudden talking about you trying to change and blase. Like, you need to own up about, you know, you not telling your fiance that I didn't know that y'all was in a relationship, this, that, and the third, because I'm always, you know, getting attacked or whatever by your fiance every time she comes around. You know, so they start going back and forth or whatever, and she says that, you know, he's not a real nigga and all this other stuff. And, you know, Don calls her a bitch, and they continue arguing back and forth, and she calls him the King Finester and everything, and says, you know, and I'm tired of your circus. And, you know, she was like, you know, you don't even work here, and like, you just came back just to tell us about your sentencing and all this other stuff. And the guys, they walk him outside and everything. Don, he pretty much mad that he let Charmaine get him like that, but he realized he needs to talk to her, you know, like a man. And, you know, she starts to get emotional and everything, because she felt like he just allowed, like, you know, Ashley and them to jump her and all this other stuff, when, you know, she didn't really do nothing and everything. And she was like, you know, I'm not a fighter. And, you know, he was like, you know, I apologize and all this other stuff. And he was like, you know, I was caught up in my own selfishness. I was playing you. I was playing Ashley. I was playing Whitney or whatever. But, you know, I sincerely apologize and everything. And I was like, okay, Don, let me find out. It might be the only time I might clap for your motherfucking ass on this damn show. But, you know, Charmaine is happy that he finally owned up to everything or whatever. Real quick, he's working in the studio with Twista. You know, they finally getting in the studio together, and he pretty much wants to make a positive record for, you know, everything that's been happening in Chicago lately, and, you know, all that other stuff. So the last thing, we get Charmaine, Cobra, and Ryan. Charmaine is accusing Cobra of stealing $200 sunglasses from her after the barbecue, and how Cobra posted a picture on Instagram the very next day. I said, so you can afford $200 sunglasses, but you can't afford your rent, girl. Charmaine, girl, now you know. But anyway, so Cobra, she comes in, and Charmaine's like, did you bring my glasses and all this other stuff, and you know she asked Cobra, does she have receipts, and and Cobra asks her, do you have receipts, and they both have receipts supposedly or whatever, and she was like, I don't have the glasses and everything, and Charmaine's like, why would you come here without my glasses and everything, and Cobra's like, you mean my glasses? And that's when Ryan walks in to the bullshit, and Charmaine is like, Cobra stole my glasses and all this other stuff, and she was like, she brought in this fraud ass receipt. She was like, I used to fraud papers all the time, and Cobra was like, oh, so you admit that you were fraud? I said, yeah, Charmaine, I kind of gotta look at you with the head cocked to the side by you just admitting that while you trying to accuse somebody of stealing some shit. Anyways, Charmaine, she pretty much just popping off, on Cobra, and Cobra is like, I'll beat your ass and everything, and Charmaine is like, beat my ass then, and Cobra was like, you already got your ass beat. I said, ooh. And she tells, Ryan, Charmaine is telling Ryan that Cobra needs to respect her and all this other stuff. And Cobra is like, I will when you clean your shop up and all this other stuff. And, Charmaine says that she's fired. She was like, bitch, I didn't hire you, but you fired and all this other stuff. And I was like, how do you figure you have the authority to do that just because you're the manager? And Cobra says that the only job Charmaine has is, to twerk on everybody. And Cobra, she throws another jab at Charmaine, saying, something about, her car being repoed and everything. And Charmaine, she's over it. She walks off. Ryan trying to tell her to come back and stop acting like a child. And she's like, no, I'm over it and everything. I was like, but you're supposed to be the manager, but yet you walk off when you're in a disagreement or whatever with somebody. Anyway, so she goes outside to talk to Cobra's boyfriend as if that's supposed to make a solution or whatever. I mean, as if he's supposed to find the solution to the problem. And he's like, you know what, I'll make it so y'all both can have them. And he breaks the shades and everything and tries to give a piece to her, and she's starts crying a little bit, and she was like, I'm sick of these motherfuckers disrespecting me and all this other stuff. And she drives off. Ryan is trying to fire Cobra, and Cobra's like, no, I'm not leaving and everything. And she was like, me versus 5 people, and I'm still and I'm in the right, and I gotta leave and all this other stuff. And she's like, you letting them run all over top of you, and Cobra calling him weak and all this other stuff. And she's like, you didn't stand up for me. And they're going back and forth a little bit, and she walks out, and she's talking to her boyfriend about how he doesn't know how to run the shop and everything. And then she goes back in and decides to fuck shit up, and that was the episode. Now I'm gonna say this. Now I feel like y'all really didn't, and I said this before, I feel like y'all really didn't give her a chance. Y'all didn't really give her a chance to explain herself. All y'all want to do is just continue to talk over her or whatever, and not let her, not try to find out about her. I don't even think they know that she has skin cancer. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like she didn't really get that far with them to let them know, like, hey, I had skin cancer at one point in time, so I'm just very OCD. I'm very, clean, and I got a weak immune system, and I just try to keep, have a certain upkeep so I don't, get sick easily and all this other stuff. I don't think she got a chance to tell them that, at least not that we know of. You know what I mean? But it's like, now, like I said too, I do feel like her delivery maybe was too strong or whatever. But I do feel like, what the fuck? Like, from one artist to another artist. Like, you know, we need to improve on some shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of like, I mean, she trying to help y'all out because y'all are on TV and all this other stuff, and you don't want people to think that your shit dirty or whatever. I mean, yeah, just because, you know, you haven't had clients complain and all this other stuff, blase, blase. I mean, now that y'all on TV, it might could happen. You know what I mean? And if y'all shit is dirty, even if, you know, they don't have a valid case, just the fact that y'all shit is dirty, you know what I mean, right off the bat right there, people will probably be like, oh yeah, like, I believe it, or, you know, they shit still dirty, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I just feel like y'all really didn't give her a chance. And Ryan, I do agree. You do let these motherfuckers run over top of you because it's like now you trying to be on some business type of shit, but you still caught in between that family shit too. And you still don't know how to separate the two. And you do let them run over top of you and influence your decisions on who stays and who goes. And I feel like that's just, you know, fucked up. But Cobra, you shouldn't have, you know, came back in and, you know, did that to the shop, you know, stuff like that. Like, because if he wanted to do something, like, I don't know, like maybe sue you or whatever, he got footage and everything. And yeah, you shouldn't just you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have came back in there and did that. You should have just bowed out gracefully and, you know, kept it moving. But that was pretty much the episode. I mean, I don't know if I really left anything too, like, important out, or whatever. But y'all make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.